Whoa, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, got to witness Theory fail his cash in. Ha ha ha! What an ending that was. Oh, that made me a happy wrestling fan. It was a fitting end, and Lashley is looking like a dominant beast once again. Everything is right in WWE. Well, almost, kinda. Not really, but you know what? At least they got something right by the end. Let's talk about the show. I'm John Renton with my review of WWE Raw from Wilkes-Barre, Wilkes Bar, Wilkes Bar and Grill, Wilkes Can't Pass the Bar, Pennsylvania. I don't actually know how to pronounce it. I don't really care. I want to say right now that while the crowd popped for a few things, this crowd was mostly ass. I don't know if they didn't mic the crowd or what, or if the crowd was asleep, or they realized, hey, Crown Jewel just happened a couple days ago, and we probably aren't going to get all that good of a show. There were a couple decent moments, but yeah, this Raw wasn't very good. But I do want to address the elephant in the room. I don't know why I keep an elephant in here. I don't know how I keep an elephant in the house. Apparently I learned nothing from the Simpsons episode, and Stampy now is ramming and jamming everybody in the goddamn, enclosure. And he's just continuing to do that. Oh, Stampy, Stampy, oh, Stampy days. Nevertheless, I'm trying to have as much fun as possible because the reason this review is delayed is due in part, well, in large part, in fact, all in part. In fact, Rampart, George, are you playing emergency in the bathroom? No, mother. The reason I'm trying to have fun is because there was a massive windstorm Friday night into Saturday morning that knocked out the power to nearly 200,000 people in my county. And while the PUD crews, city crews, and various other crews from other counties and even a couple other states have been coming in to help out, and shout out to them, thank you guys so much. Like any of them are going to be watching this, I was without power for about 76 hours. It came back on earlier this morning, and that's why you're getting this review now. Here's how the review is done. I watched the WWE Raw version on Hulu, which is 90 minutes, and then I cobbled the rest together from the YouTube clips, much like I did last year around this time when there was a massive windstorm. It seems to be an annual thing. I would have said an anal thing, but you know me, I don't like to make bad jokes. Shout out to my friend Bobby in Texas for helping me figure out how these YouTube clips went in order and what happened and everything. So yeah, there we go. So let's get into it. One, we're on the road to Survivor Series. The Raw theme is ass. Oh, I hate rap. Oh, rap is crap. Oh, I hate rap. If this review is shorter than normal, you are going to understand why. Because outside of a couple things, there isn't a lot for me to shit on or praise. So Survivor Series is happening in just a few weeks, and they're putting the pedal to the metal because we got a War Games match ready. Usos and Solo show up. We get Sammy chance. They talk about wanting to break the New Day's record. Here comes New Day. And they talk about defending the fort, defending their honor. It's hard to believe that 483 days is the record when you think back to the WWF days and how long some title reigns went. It's kind of amazing that some tag team title reigns didn't go like a year and a half or 2 years with how Vince McMahon Sr. usually booked them. Nevertheless, New Day beat Demolition's record, and now the Usos are going to beat New Day's record. And you know what? That's fine. I don't have a problem with the Usos beating the New Day's record because, yeah, they fought each other way too many times, but they've had enough classic matches. The Usos, despite some issues and maybe, some what should have caused some interruptions with their tag title run, they've performed well in the ring. And it makes sense from the storyline with the Bloodline to continue this. And New Day, they don't need the tag titles anymore. New Day talk about building their legacy from the ground up, that the Usos had their family legacy, and the Usos said, we had a lot of pressure on our backs. Pressure pushing down on me, pushing down on you, causing DUIs. Okay, I had to get that shot in. And they're firing back, doing all this. It's really, really cooking. They're doing some good stuff, and says if the Usos hadn't forfeited that match, then there would be no Kofi Mania. So thank us, Kofi, and why don't you stay home this Friday and spend time with your kids? And Kofi gets fired up, and then Riddle comes out. And Riddle comes out and fucking ruins it. I admit to laughing, hey, you want to hit my bong? Because he got the bongos. Me and Elias are forming a tag team. I stupidly laughed at the bong jokes, but this is just to set up a six-man tag. Also, the tap, tap, pass. Oh, come on. Snoop did it better. Snoop in his sleep could do it better. In fact, Snoop in his sleep would describe how he was during day shift. If anybody saw day shift, I think everybody was in a comatose state while filming that and also acting in it. New Day and Riddle took on Solo and the Usos. Solo can work. Solo got shined and ended up being a solo, or spinning solo 1, 2, 3. That's all I gotta say about that. It's not that I didn't mind the match. This was just Riddle kind of soured the whole thing, just because it makes sense why they would want to have these two teams face off. I think they could have done it a bit better, but it is what it is. At least Riddle took the pin. Crown Jewel recaps. Also, Corbin faced off against Cedric. JBL was on commentary, and Corbin beat Cedric. Remember when Cedric actually meant something? And I'm not even saying that Cedric is worthless. He can mean something to the company, but they just beat him into powder, and then some, and then some, and then some. Seth Pheasant Rollins shows up to talk to the fans. Have an open challenge, not Judgment Day. Well, specifically not Dominic. Rhea, my God, Rhea, please. I will pay to be thrown. I don't have issues. You have issues. Balor wants to, I think he wants to pick Rollins' bone. That's what I got from that. And here's the OC. Because this feud will never end. Yes, it will go on and on, my friends. The year will be 2045. Man will barely be alive, and this feud will still be going on. Mia Yim suddenly shows up to solve the Rhea problem. Okay. That's fine. Mia Yim, Rhea Ripley. Mia Yim's at least believable. Mia's been in Impact for a while. Good for her. I mean, I'm not the biggest Mia Yim fan, but good on her for actually maybe getting a fair shot here. I'm surprised they're not going to be doing a War Games match here, but they can't do that many War Games. They've already set the women's War Games, so now they got to set the men's War Games, which probably means that what's going to end up happening is it's going to be the Bloodline against somebody, but I don't know. We did get a big old beatdown, a big old melee styles clash with Dominic. And then Rollins talks about how the open challenge is still going to happen. Kathy Kelly, my goodness. Otis took on Elias, sponsored by Golden Corral. Subtle, like an elephant sitting on your head. A lot of elephant talk on this review. Otis wins with the world's strongest slam. This is in a YouTube clip. Sponsored by Golden Corral. It's like Vince is ghostwriting this. Backstage with Rhea and blows off Byron, and then stares down Bianca. I think we're getting that at Mania. Somebody pointed out that we were supposed to get that at Money in the Bank? Is Money in the Bank or Hell in a Cell? I forget. It was one of those two. So, you know what? If they're going to do... I think it was actually Hell in a Cell now that I think about it. Good. You know what? If they're going to do that, good. And Bianca, Alexa, unfortunately, and Asuka were making their entrance, and the Moth appeared during Bianca's thing. Great, good. Now the graphics team is in cahoots with Bray to hack into the system. I know some people like the Bray stuff. I'm glad that he's getting to tell his story. I just don't find the story interesting because I haven't found it interesting for a while. And they talk about Crown Jewel. That'll get offensive. Or that'll be me considered offensive. But Io and Asuka yell at each other in Japanese. Yes, ladies, whatever you say, please scream at me and kick me in the head. I don't have issues. You have issues. But then Io finishes with bitch. We get a melee. This is war. You didn't let me finish. This is gonna end in War Games. And Nikki Cross, no longer Nikki Ash, shows up, and we get a melee beat down and all that. So that one's set. Theory took on Shelton and beat him in a few minutes. Poor Shelton. Miz is upset about the fake news, the Deep State, and all the other Pap Smear campaigns. I must kill Pap Smear. Good old Naked Gun. God, that was a great movie. I need to rewatch that. I would say my own family believes me, but not even that. Even my father believes Johnny. No, not your father that did. Remember the Shane Miz feud that was not any good, but gave us that meme? So anyway, Gargano shows up after Miz says he has a defamation suit ready and that he met with a producer. It turns out that this producer was actually a private investigator that Gargano hired, and Miz confessed everything. Who is this for? Genuine question, who is this for? This is about the only thing I'm going to slam. This is stupid. This is stupid, this is mind-numbing, this is awful, and this is bad. This is straight out of the Vince McMahon playbook. And honestly, Triple H ain't the genius, and I'm sorry, the Papa H stuff's a little bit wrong. Maybe stop that. Stop it, get some help. Everything Johnny is saying is true. And he did it to help his career. Missy Smollett. Somebody said he pulled a Smollett. Oh, yeah, that was so terrible. And then Miz and Gargano had a match. Oh, hell no is what I wrote down. Miz ended up getting pulled under the ring, and then he had one of those things that sets the turnbuckles. Gets the ring together. And then uses his tool, jerks it into Johnny's throat. So Gargano takes Miz's tool all the way down his throat. 1, 2, 3. Here's Loomis with a chair to Miz's back, much like before. When Miz did that to Loomis. Then he runs away. Ooh, security's doing a little runaway. I hate this. This may be one of the worst things WWE has done all year. So anyway, Damage Control need Nikki. Oh, Nikki, you're so fine. You're so fine you've lost your mind. Hey, Nikki. Nikki then beat Dana Brooke for the 24/7 championship and then dropped it in the trash. Sort of. Kinda. Whatever. Doesn't matter. The 24/7 championship, regardless of the efforts that the talents try to put into it, overstay its fucking welcome. I understood it being around during the pandemic, even though I hated it. Once the pandemic is over, you should have dropped it. I believe it was a USA Network idea. This is one of the many bad ideas that USA Network has had, like the Chrisley Knows Best show. But good. If the 24/7 title is done, if you want to have a women's mid-card title in place of it, fine. Just do not refer to the 24/7 championship anymore. I feel bad for Dana Brooke because she's improved in the ring and she's done her best, but the 24/7 championship has meant nothing. Nothing! Anyway, the OC say, Mia will solve the Rhea problem. The Good Brothers, home of the Good Brothers, may we take your order, are not good at comedy. And then Seth Pheasant Rollins is again out for the open challenge. 10 years to Seth Rollins in WWE. Technically a couple more because he was Tyler Black. Or no, he was Seth Rollins in FCW and then NXT. First ever NXT champion. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Rollins. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Rollins. Couldn't you just decide on one? They're both the same thing. And then here's Mustafa Ali, fabulous he. Oh, Lashley just beat him. And then threw him over the boxes. I'm challenging you. That could have gone better. Lashley said, I'm pissed at Brock. I'm pissed at you. I'm coming out to destroy you. And then he does. Heel Lashley destroys Seth Rollins. Destroys him. I mean, Rollins gets in a few shots, pushes him into the steps, but gets destroyed. Put through the announcer's table, and then Lashley gets led away. Theory comes down to cash in. I guess you could just cash in on any championship, evidently. I've never been under the impression that's the case, but whatever. Theory versus Rollins in a U.S. Championship match, and Theory goes for broke, tries to get the victory, even hits a pedigree, but only gets 2. Seth was going to go for a stomp. Theory hits his finish. Lashley pulls the ref out, but the referee's knocked out, so doesn't call the DQ. Lashley posts Theory, throws him into the barricade, gets the hurt lock on him. And then Theory beats the count and gets stomped. So Theory fails his cash in. Yay! I know Theory is talented and some people like him, but here's the thing. This is proof the Money in the Bank briefcase. Drop it. If you're going to put it back at Mania, you need to then drop the Money in the Bank pay-per-view at least, but you're going to have to rehabilitate the thing. It's going to take a few years. Have the cash-ins go for a while. Don't let the person with the briefcase lose every single match. And give it to somebody goddamn interesting. Theory may have all the tools, but he still is a tool, and I don't care for him. So there you go. Apologies for this not being the most detailed review, but I worked with what I had. So hopefully everything will be back to normal. Seems like things are getting worked on, and everything's going to be good. Once again, shout out to the Power Crews. Thank you guys very much for your patience. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.